What I've done is to prepare a strategy document, and that's what I summarised the contents of that during my talk today. And in that strategy document, I've answered, first of all, a couple of questions. Is something like a CBIN needed? Short answer is yes, and for a number of good reasons. And the second question was, is it something that's feasible? Again, short answer is yes, and again for a number of good reasons, including an example of a similar type of structure that exists in Ireland. It was something that I had a role in creating, hence it's something that I'm reasonably familiar with. The steps that need to be undertaken to create a CBIN, essentially there's half a dozen sort of key points in terms of what is needed. One of them is a structure. The purpose would be to optimise the genetic improvement of the Canadian beef herd from a profitability point of view. And genetics is a very powerful tool for doing that. To achieve that genetic improvement, there are a few things that need to happen. One of them is around the genetics, genetic evaluation, and the other is about having access to data which ultimately informs the genetic evaluations and would provide a sound basis for farmers to make beef cattle breeding decisions. And really the focus of CBIN needs to be on the profitability of that cow-calf operator. Information infrastructure is going to be a big issue for CBIN. There's a funding issue around CBIN, and I'm again very clear that it needs to be a partnership between government acting in the best interests of the future population of Canada and the future industry. So there's the mission of genetic improvement of the national herd and a structure and a partnership that would deliver on it. The final aspect that I think I'd just like to highlight is that this is going to take some time to create. I think there's a very large prize. The Canadian beef industry is of the order of a 20 billion per year industry. Cattle genetic improvement could increase that by 1 to 1.5% per year net. So when you sort of do those numbers, you realise there's a very large prize from having a more effective and efficient beef cattle breeding structure. And CBIN, I think, is the right way to go.